Well, we're out at one of the stops on the Cascade Nursery Trail, Midsummer Madness. I'm with Pat. We're out here at Secret Garden Growers. And Pat, you have this great selection of really unusual, fun things. You know, it's summertime, and there's still so much we can do in our garden and so much fun plants. So
absolutely.
So let's just dive right into it. You got a great selection here, so let's just start at one end and see what we have.
It's been a little toasty, so these are plants that beat the heat. We're going to start out with something really special called Amorphophallus konjac. This is a very tropical looking plant with beautiful mottled stems. It gets about 4 foot tall with these unusual exotic looking leaves. It has a 6 foot flower stem with a spade that smells like carrion, but not for too long. A good thing to put on the property line of your neighbor's house if you don't particularly like your neighbor. It's hardy, but it's easy to overwinter in a pot in the garage. This is a Butylon or Chilean bellflower. This is the hardiest of the Butylon group. It gets fairly large. I think its best use is probably in a big pot because it has an arching form and it'll cascade. It blooms all summer and fall. The hummers love it. Morning sun is ideal. Good plant, very underused. Aspidistra, cast iron plant, I learned about way back in my houseplant days, will live in dry, deep shade outside or indoors. This is Aspidistra minutifolia spangled ribbons. Gets about 2 feet tall, deer resistant, easy to grow, good shade plant.
And it's got some other goodies here. Let's just keep going down.
Yes, we do. New Agapantha, two-tone called Twister. Agapantha is also a very good cut flower I found out recently. Hot baking sun, not fussy as to soil. It is winter dormant, so it goes deciduous in the winter, which makes it that much more hardy. But something to have in the full sun garden, as is this Kufia vermillionaire, which is another Hummer crack favorite. Full sun, hottest spots you've got. They bloom all summer and all fall right up until frost. And if it's got good drainage, it is zone 8, it will live over. And so supposedly Portland is zone 9 now, so that makes it even better. Another good shade plant is Brigenia ciliata Susan Riley, one of my favorite pig squeaks. It has this beautiful fuzzy, very roughly leafed clumping habit, and the flowers are rose pink. They come up in March before the foliage comes up. This is a deciduous Virginia, but it looks great all season.
And it looks like then a couple of the oxalis
Oxalis, which usually we consider weeds. This is Regnellii Francis, which is the purple. It's got a nice little pink flower. We can find it in there somewhere. There it is. And this is Iron Cross. Neither of these are weeds. They're nice tight clumps. They like morning sun. They're easy to grow. They grow in pots, and we should use more of those as well.
You have such a huge selection. And then what's this pretty variegated one?
This is a variegated horseradish, which makes a beautiful, very tropical looking 3 foot clump of big variegated leaves. They're about 8 times the size. Easy to grow in the worst soil, wet or dry, center shade. And also you can use the root to make your favorite Bloody Marys.
Oh, really?
And of course I've got to mention this jasmine, Jasmine officinalis Fiona Sunrise. It's got these golden leaves. It's evergreen. It gets fragrant axillary flowers in the summer. We've been growing it for 20 years and I still highly recommend it. It's not a huge vine. It only grows to about 6 to 8 feet, but it's one of our favorites.
And then this guy,
this is a fairly new introduction from Terra Nova. It's called Sedum Dark Magic. Full sun, no care, has a nice rose bloom in the fall. I really like this plant if you don't have a lot of time to garden.
You know, so these are some great plants that survive the heat. Now I think we're going to head over to Judy, and she's at another stop on the Cascade Nursery Trail, so we're going to see her over there.
Thanks, Ryan. Now I'm at another tour stop on the Midsummer Madness tour. I'm with Patty at Garden Time in Silverton. So Patty, you have quite a collection here for us. So exciting.
I do. We have tried and true plants. They tend to winter well. They like the same conditions. They're hardy and they're just workhorses in the gardens.
So nice. So let's start with this pretty yellow one.
So this yellow one is a threadleaf coreopsis. It's got a really nice ferny, lacy type of foliage to it, and the bloom is buttery yellow, but it also comes in other colors. So if yellow doesn't suit your garden or your taste, you do have other options. So this coming year we'll have the shades of rose as well as some red varieties as well.
Something for everybody.
Yeah.
And then you have really two pretty echinaceas, really nice summer flowers.
These are both in the Powwow series, and they tend to be a little more compact and a lot more floriferous than a lot of the other echinaceas are. They're really sturdy, they winter well, and we've just had great luck with them.
And then what is this one down here with the purple flowers? Those
So
are beautiful.
that one is Nepeta. This particular variety is Walker's Low. It's something that blooms from late spring all the way till midsummer. I give it a haircut, it blooms again until fall. So it has the look of a lavender in your garden, but the bloom time is almost double. And it's just a great plant. Deer resistant, drought tolerant.
And what's the variety in that one?
This one is Walker's Low. It tends to be about a 24 inch plant, but they do have shorter varieties as well.
Nice, nice. And then what about this tall one?
This one is Asclepias ice ballet, also known as milkweed,
Okay.
and it's a great plant for the monarch butterflies. It's going to have a very large, pure white, lacy type of flower, and it has a vanilla fragrance to it.
That is nice.
Yeah.
Now I'm kind of seeing a kind of a grouping here that maybe I can plant this all together and kind of be done with that area.
You can. So what I like to look for is not only bloom time, but textures as well. So if I were to start a garden area, I know that this coreopsis, my threadleaf coreopsis, is going to be about a 14-16 inch. I would probably choose a texture that has a little more bold foliage to it, a little larger foliage. So my next would be my echinaceas. And then I want to break that up with something loose and flowing again. So I would choose something like my Nepeta here. And then because this is going to be the tallest, the back of my garden, this would be a lovely choice. It's going to be about 4 feet.
So this is a nice choice here for that perennial garden in the sun in your garden. So please come out to the Midsummer Madness tour on the Cascade Nursery Trail. Visit Patty out here at Garden Time Nursery or any of the other nurseries, and go to gardentime.tv, click over to that website for more information. Patty, thanks so much. Have a great tour.
Bye.